What's up, guys? My name's Gray. I'm an MA2 player here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I was recently added to the Sage team over at High Disc Golf. Big shout out to Jericho. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to rep such an amazing brand for 2024. I just wanted to go through my in the bag for y'all this year. I'm gonna start off with the putters and I'll work my way up to distance drivers. So my putting putters this year are the Prodigy PA3s and the 300 Fractal Plastic. The reason I went with the Fractal Plastic is just because I feel like they have a little bit more tact to them. I typically before I put it with the 300 plastic, and I just felt like these are a little bit more grippy and maybe a little bit more stiff. They don't get quite as gummy. And plus they just look absolutely amazing, so that was a huge plus. Next up, I've got my straight to slightly overstable putter. This is the High Disc Golf Companion in the glow bound plastic. I originally bagged the journey bound plastic, but my run was a little bit domier than what I like. I like pretty flat discs, especially on my approach and mid-range discs. So this glow bound plastic was a little bit flatter and it just feels a little better in the hand to me. The glow bound plastic is a little tackier than the journey bound plastic. And it gets a little gummier too, so this was just a good fit for me. Next up, my flippy putter is the Prodigy PA5. This is a really flippy putter. The way I would compare it to is like a max weight flippy glitch. This thing glides forever. It goes as far as some of my mid-ranges. It's got a really late flip to it, so it's really nice for the woods when I need something to go pretty straight, flip up, and then give me a nice turn at the end. That's what this does. So it's definitely a workhorse for me. I absolutely love this disc. Next up are my forehand approach discs. First up, I have the Prodigy A2 in 500 Spectrum. I got this one from High Disc Golf. It is absolutely an amazing disc. This one is so beefy in the 500 Spectrum plastic. I love it so much. The A2 is definitely a staple in my bag for my approach game. It's great for those flex forehands or chop over backhands. I mainly use it for forehands, but occasionally I'll use it for backhand. Next up, I've got the 500 plastic distortion. This disc is amazing. It is like a zone, but better in every way, in my opinion. Just the hand feel of it and the way the plastic feels, the flight is just amazing. When these beat in, they are dead straight, but still have some integrity on the forehand. So, absolutely amazing disc. Next up, my mid-ranges. First up, I've got the Prodigy MX2. This is a recent release for Prodigy. I used to bag the MX1, but that had a lot of similarities to my A2 for me and my style of game. This fits right in between my A2 and my distortion. More beefy than distortion, but less beefy than the A2. It feels really good in the hand. So far, I've been loving it, and I plan to keep using it. So. Next up, I've got the ThoughtSpace Athletics Pathfinder. This disc is dead straight with just a little bit of finish on the end. This disc goes so far. It has honestly become a staple in the bag as far as my mid-ranges go. I've definitely been toying around with a lot of mid-ranges before this. I had the M2 or Rock 3, and this is just kind of stuck in it. This has been really great for my arm speed and just giving me that little extra distance from a mid-range. All right, next up, I bagged two Prodigy M4s. The first one is the Prodigy DGPT Championship M4 in 400 Spectrum. This one is a very stable run of M4. When it beats in, though, it beats into perfection. If you release it on a slight hyzer, it flips up, it goes dead straight, and then just lands soft. It is absolutely amazing. This is a pretty new one, so it's really stable right now. I'm beating it in, and it should be perfect by the time college season comes around. Next up, I've got the 400 Glow Prodigy M4. This is the Herbivore edition. This edition was so flippy right out the gate, and so as I beat it in, it's just become more flippy. I'm a big flippy disc guy. I love flippy discs. I have a natural hyzer release, so these flip up, give me some turn. Very workable disc for me, so I absolutely love it. Next up, I've got my fairways. So for my overstable fairway slot, I've got the FX2 in 400 Color Glow. This was Ezra Robinson's signature series for this year. This disc is so beefy being in 400 Color Glow, but it's also got some gumminess to it, which I love. I can really chop over on this on a forehand, or I can just hang this out wide flat and it'll always come back no matter how windy it is. So this is absolutely amazing, great for forehands. Next up, I've got the Prodigy FX4 in 400 Glimmer. This was a new plastic release for Prodigy this year. It came out with Isaac Robinson's signature series. Absolutely amazing disc. The 400 Glimmer was a little bit less stable, more straight than the 400 plastic, and it is absolutely amazing. I love this thing for just dead straight to slight finish shots. Very, very workable. It goes so far too. This thing goes like just as far as a lot of my distance drivers. Next up, I've got an old bar stamp 750 F2. These are pretty hard to find nowadays. I found this in a used section at a local disc golf shop here, and it has been everything I'm looking for in a fairway driver. It's most of the F2s nowadays are pretty flippy. This thing still has a lot of stability to it, so rip it dead flat. It gives me a little bit of turn and just finishes straight. This is definitely my super straight fairway driver and has absolutely changed my fairway game. Next up, we've got the 400 Color Glow Rip It F3. This run of F3 was super flippy. And again, back to those flippy discs. I love flippy discs. Release this on hyzer, flips up, give me turn. Could also be a roller disc for me. It's just absolutely an amazing disc. Next up, my distance drivers. For my beefy distance driver, I bag a 500 Prodigy D1. I don't really throw this on backhand. I don't throw too far, like max distance I'm throwing like 430. So I usually mainly use this for like forehands or super windy rounds. I don't really need much beefier than this, so this is kind of more of a utility disc for me than anything else, but I absolutely love it. Next up, I've got the High Disc Golf Wonderlust and the Journey Bound plastic. It feels so tacky for the Wonderlust and gummy, and it's absolutely amazing. It's got a slight dome to it. This disc goes so far. Eventually, I plan to cycle these, have different stability levels as these beat in. I think this is an amazing distance driver. The hand feel is just amazing, and it goes so far. So you should absolutely check these out. Next up, I've got the Special Blend Cloudbreaker. This was a more flippy blend of Cloudbreaker, and I don't have the biggest arm speed, so flippier discs are better for me. And this thing is just pretty much my dead straight disc. It goes so far. It's got such a big carry, and I absolutely have been loving it. Next up, I've got the Discmania DD. For most people, this is probably too flippy to use or just a straight roller disc. I know my buddy Nolan, who's also on High Disc Golf, he took this out of my bag and just started rolling it all over Hakey. Meanwhile, this is my hyzer flip to turn, just carve up lines distance driver. I love the 11-speed rim. It feels really comfortable in the hand, so I've actually been loving the DD, and it's not crazy flippy for me. Lastly is my crazy flippy disc. I bag a Prodigy X4 in 400 plastic. This is actually a 167 gram X4, so this thing is stupid flippy. This is like my tailwind bomber disc, or if I not feeling forehands that day, and I just need to get it up and get it to turn pretty sharply, then this is what I use. It's been an amazing disc. I don't see too many people bagging this, but I absolutely love it. If you guys wanted to check out any of the high disc golf stuff, any of the high disc golf jerseys or high disc golf hats or any of the discs, you can head over to h13discgolf.com and pick up something for you today. You can use code GRAY10 at checkout and support me and also get 10% off. So thank you.